Hey everybody, this is Michael Sweet from Stryper, and you are on BackstageAxxess.com, where the real show begins.
Gus Gessinger here, Backstage Access at NAMM 2017 here at Washburn with the lead frontman of Stryper, Michael Sweet. How you doing, buddy?
Hey buddy, great to be here, man.
Yeah, you've been around the last couple of days and pressing the flesh and pushing some product. Tell us how the experience has been going.
Yeah, I mean I'm here. Obviously, I've got a couple of new guitars with Washburn. Mm-hmm. One right over here, which is the Priestess. Michael Sweet Priestess signature model, and then right over here on this side is the Solar V, Michael Sweet signature model, and they've got the yellow and black, that Stryper's known for, obviously. The way I like the specs on my neck, the fret size, the pickups, there's a big block brass, big block on the Floyd to give it a little bit more tone. So there's little features that people don't know about that you can't see, that you have to get inside the guitar to see. But man, I'm really happy with those guitars. They're amazing, and I couldn't be more pleased. I've also got a new signature pedal that I'm here to promote and tell people about from a company called ISP as well.
And I think you were doing that yesterday. Tell us a little bit about the pedal.
Yeah, it's an all-in-one digital pedal. I'm not a digital fan.
Okay.
I never have been. I'm more of a, plug into an amp kind of guy, and that's just my thing. But that's the first pedal, and I've tried Line 6 and Fractal and Kemper and all that stuff. Okay. And it's all really great for what it is. But there was always just this certain thing that I could hear in the tone that it didn't appeal to me until I plugged into the ISP.
Right.
It doesn't sound digital. It sounds analog. It really fools my ears. And because of that, and the way it reacts more like an amp than any other digital box I played through. And they decided to make a Michael Sweet box, make it yellow and black with all my presets and a few upgrades and features. And they're releasing it, man. It's a limited run. I'm really excited about that.
How long did it take? We'll come back to the guitars, but how long did it take for the pedal, like the whole process, and then eventually for it to be a finished product?
Not that long. I mean, we talked about it for a while.
Okay.
But once we decided to do it, it was very quick because I didn't have them change much in the original box.
Usually when pedals come about, it's really a process of going back and forth with the company and the specs and everything like that, and it takes a while. You're saying it's...
The only thing I had them change was they added a extra EQ band.
Okay.
There's a post parametric. There's a pre and post, but on the post parametric they added an extra band. I wanted more control. They added a tuner. They added a pitch shift because we use that. We actually drop our songs down a step. And the thing that's great about the one that's in my unit is there's not it has the least amount of latency that I've ever heard in a pitch polyphonic pitch pedal. So I'm really happy with the job that they did, and then they added a few extra delay features, ping pong and whatnot, and then they also added a rotary effect that I wanted to have. But man, and it's yellow and black with my signature, which it makes it its own thing, and it's limited.
Right. And going back to the guitars too, the two beautiful Washburns now, are these also going to be limited, or is this going to be just a run and see what happens?
That's a good question. I have not heard the word limited from anybody, but I can't really, with 100% accuracy, answer that because they may very well be limited.
Go to Washburn and probably find out and ask your local dealer, I guess.
I would say so.
Obviously very, very cool, and these are ready to go, right?
I can tell you what these are. These two are the custom shop, made in Chicago models. Okay. They're in the 35 plus 100 range. They're not cheap, but you get what you pay for. They're very fantastic heavy guitars. They're quality made. They're beautiful instruments. I love them. It's all I played on the last tour. It's all I will play for years to come. And then we're releasing very soon an import model as well.
Okay.
That's going to be just under $1,000.
Okay.
And of course, that's going to appeal to a lot more people, a broader audience. You know. So, I'm just thrilled. Aside from the guitars, I'm thrilled to work with wonderful people. to me, it's all about the relationship. And if you don't have that, really, what's the point? And that's why I don't work with a lot of companies in that way.
A lot of artists are like, they actually say that first. I always ask, like, how did you get hooked up with, such and such? And they're like, Joey turned me on, and Joey's a great artist relations person. If it wasn't for Joey, I wouldn't be.
Exactly. And, Gil and everyone here at Washburn, they've been really nice to me, man, really good to me. And same thing with ISP. They're just wonderful people. And it's an honor to be working with all of them and to have my name on some of their instruments. It's really cool.
Your 7th solo album, One Sided War, came out and released in August last year. Very crunchy, very guitar-oriented. Ethan Brush, who's a great guitarist who we've interviewed, is part of the record. I know you got Joel Hoekstra, obviously, to contribute as well. Tell us about the creative process about it. And
yeah, man, I started writing that album. It came together very quickly. It was a couple of week process writing the songs. And the plan was for me to kind of, with no ego attached whatsoever, was to kind of showcase my guitar because, and
your shredding capabilities,
well,
right?
you know what happens when you're the singer in a band, and if you play guitar as a singer, people don't know you play guitar.
Yeah, it's more of a rhythm thing.
It's really weird, but that's just the way it is. So I felt the need to try to establish myself as a player a little bit more. And it's funny because once I started working out the solos, I started not liking the direction it was going in, because to me it just started sounding more like a Stryper album.
Okay.
I didn't want it to sound like
Which
a Stryper
I was going to
album.
get into, but go ahead, I'll let you finish.
I wanted it to sound less like a Stryper album and more like a solo album. So that's when I picked up the phone and I called Ethan and I called Joel, because those two guys are incredible. I love them. And they agreed, and that was it. The rest is history.
How do you separate, like, when you do, like, okay, I want to do a solo album, and like, nah, this is a little more Stryper, or we'll get into your other side project with Sweet Lynch, but, how do you differentiate between this is a song for this is a song?
I think it just kind of, it speaks to you. It tells you. When I'm going through a song, it's like, I know if that's a solo for me.
Okay.
Versus if that's a solo for Oz.
Okay.
Or if that's a solo for me versus a solo for Ethan, or if not for Ethan, for Joel.
Right.
I knew instantly. It's like, okay, these 6 are definitely for Ethan. These 5 are for Joel. It comes together in my mind anyway, because I'm a producer as well. And it's all churning up there.
Yep.
Everything, keeping me awake every single night, and it works itself out inside my head.
And you're so busy, you're always writing, and you got, like I was talking about, all these different projects. How do you find time to do anything else besides music? But how do you balance everything? I mean, it's got to be.
Well, you know what, man? I've been diagnosed with a couple of different conditions.
ADD.
And I joke about that, and then some people say, "Hey, dude, that's not funny. You shouldn't joke about that." And it's like, well, you got to laugh about it, or you're screwed, basically. I do have ADHD, and I am OCD, and all that stuff. And I think a combination of those two really help to drive me and focus on what I need to get done. And unfortunately, the downside to it is that's all I'm thinking about is music. I'm so hyper-focused on music that I tend to neglect my family and friends sometimes.
Yeah, Lisa's not here, so we don't have
to. No, man. And she would be nodding, But that's what drives me. That's why I'm able to put out 2 and 3 albums a year.
Which back in the 70s was commonplace for all the artists. Used to crank out 2 albums a year.
Yeah.
Because the model was back then, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just interesting to me. I'm not meaning to mock anybody that does this, but these bands that say, "Oh yeah, man, we've got 20 songs and we've been working on it for 4 years," and I'm just thinking, wow, that's just sad. That is sad. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Your work ethic, obviously, cranking them out, and like you say, 2, 3 a year, and how do you keep it straight? And it's like, okay, well, this one's going to be for this project and whatnot.
Yeah, and again, that's no disrespect. It's just what I mean by that sad is 4 years of your life,
Right.
I don't
not
know,
have
man.
something. So,
I mean, to me, it just, you should know instantly. Like when I start to write a song, if I don't like it, I throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
and then I get another idea, and then I start on that. If I feel it's good, I don't waste time. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Demoing stuff that I know is just mediocre. You know, I'm able to determine that right up front out of the box. But
To Hell with the Devil 30-year anniversary tour just got completed last year,
Yeah.
and you guys really revisited and brought out, you know, the old stage outfits and everything like that. Tell us about, you know, the idea of doing that and the actual tour. Now you can look back at it and
Yeah.
comment about it.
oh man, well the thing that comes to mind instantly was I had forgotten how hot those outfits were and how tight they were, and man, I, because of those two, that combination, it made it very uncomfortable. But man, it was fun going out and playing those songs. There were some songs we hadn't played since 1986, "Rockin' the World" and "Holding On." I don't even think we ever played "Holding On." We
Right.
might have played it a few times. But it was just a fun tour to celebrate that album with all the fans and to see them celebrating it with us. It was really a joy. Very cool.
Working with George Lynch, another like we were just talking about. When we wrap up here, Only to Rise. Now you guys are going to be doing another record, I believe, correct?
We are. We're doing another album. We start recording it. The funny thing about it, and I am getting a little nervous, and that's really rare for Michael Sweet to get nervous, but I'm getting nervous because we don't have the songs yet.
Oh,
And we
okay.
start recording on the 22nd of February. And he and I are going on Monsters of Rock cruise, so take a week out of that.
Right.
And I'm just kind of sitting here thinking, okay, how is this going to work out? But we're working on songs now.
Okay. So I'm assuming they'll be done in plenty of time, right?
I think they will be, yeah. But it's going to be fun. George is one of my favorite players,
Okay.
rock players. I'd put him on my top 10 list, and
He's
it's an
amazing.
honor to be
Very underrated,
working with
actually.
George. I mean,
George is underrated.
oh,
He
yeah.
doesn't get the credit that he.
It's so crazy good, and so you know, instantly recognizable. Has such a signature tone, and you know, style. So it's my honor to work with him, and I get to work with him again.
Wrapping up here at the Washburn booth at NAMM 2017. Anything else you want to tell your fans? Obviously, you just said that you're going on the Monsters of Rock and you're working with George Lynch again.
Yep.
Anything else you want to tell the fans out there?
Yeah, well, we're doing Monsters of Rock. We're doing the Sweet Lynch album. That'll come out this year, end of the year. And then we start recording a new Stryper album in October. And that'll come out next year. Probably, I'm going to say March or April of next year.
And if you have Stryper live, I mean, really, it's one of the, I don't want to say anything against other bands, but you guys really still bring it like you guys are playing 30 years ago.
We try, man.
And,
we
you know,
take it serious.
yeah,
we
I
work
mean,
hard.
I don't think people like there's a few bands that can really carry.
Oh,
and you
amen.
guys are one of the few bands that can
Dude,
still
well,
bring it.
That's really, really kind of you to say, bro. And we work hard at doing that. Hopefully we do it. And to
It
hear
translates
you say
on
it means
stage.
a lot.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Check out Michael Sweet. Obviously, so much going on. MichaelSweet.com, Stryper.com, Washburn.com, NAMM 2017. Thanks for taking the time,
Crazy.
Michael. Check it out.
All right, guys. Thank you.